Good. I too want to comment on this evening, and I think Minister is one of the most phony, disrespectful, dishonest debates that we ever had in this House. 10 weeks I've been looking for this, and with support of Sinn Féin and others, I acknowledge that, to try and get a debate. Every other issue that came up, the National Maternity Hospital came up 2 weeks ago, that was put in today before it. Anything at all. Have you lost interest completely in Irish agriculture? Because that's the way you're treating it. You have your head in the sand, Minister, and no disrespect to you personally, and the Greens are either the Minister Hackett, but the blackguard that farmers are getting, and the amount of NGOs from Antashka down that are tormenting and plundering the land and the farms out there, it is just shocking. And we will know our farming industry. Forestry is the complete mess, Minister. You did it deliberately, and all the other sectors, I could mention them all one by one. The pigs crisis. This is why it's so dishonest. The pig crisis was about 2 years. The first 5 minutes of your speech, or maybe more minutes, was all about the war. War is horrific, but all these problems were here ever before the war. So please be honest with yourself and with us and with the people you're supposed to represent. I'm told you can't hardly go back to Donegal to meet the farmers. That's why you're on every mat in the country, from Mizenhead to God knows where, every place else. This was all honest beforehand. The pig sector came to you months ago. They openly wept men, farming proud people who gave employment, who had pig farms, and saw it go down the drain. They thought you understood what you were going to do for them. They wanted 100 million, 50 to be in supports, and 50 to be borrowed. What other group of people during the pandemic agreed to borrow and then pay it back? And you got them a paltry with 7 million. You're out of touch. I can't believe your backbenchers are so out of touch, and I can't believe that you would abandon our primary industry and you would allow it to be thrown to the winds at the whim of the Greens. One of the deputies spoke here, Deputy Lennon, was delighted at the price of fertiliser because farmers couldn't use it. And then the other thing is, the biggest polluter in this country is many towns and villages and cities are pumping raw sewage. You have a doomed Sula. Closed eyes to that, and you're persecuting, demonising, and like adding the farmers saying that they're doing this. False figures being produced. This is a phony debate. The media 100% behind it. You can't criticise it. And imagine if in a false senator, then, if we're going to have a referendum, he wants RT not to be given one-sided debate the same as the other. What next? You're trying to perish our people with this. I don't deny climate change, but I think what you're doing is going to frighten the people, it's destroying our industries, and it's reckless. And the Greens got their answer in Northern Ireland, Minister Hackett, and you get it here very, very soon. And you got banished, and you were banished here back in 2011, all the damage you done. But you have so many NGOs appointed. Imagine 36,000 NGO groups and organisations. Imagine it costing $5.5 billion a year to destroy our people, our country, our land, our industry, and above all, our heritage. It's a shocking indictment on this Parliament and the way you've abdicated power to these NGOs and all these people. And yet the tail is wagging the dog seriously, Minister McConlogue here, with the Greens and their green agenda. So the sooner that got rid of this Parliament, the better. And let us go back to some kind of normal, decent modicum of politics and understand our people. Go across the sector into every other sector, housing, everything else, but farming must be protected, not under siege the whole time. Deputy Collins said that the British landlords didn't do it as bad when we had the time of the famine. Cromwell didn't do it as bad when he said the hell of the Connacht. So the Greens want the hell or nowhere.
Deputy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next.